Hello everybody, and welcome to the Lazy Man's Way to Make Coffee. I'm Al for Drinking Coffee, in case you didn't already know, and I'm gonna walk you through making the perfect French press coffee with minimal effort. Number one thing that you're gonna need today is coffee, because what's making coffee without actual coffee? I have Monogram's El Diamante, which is my favorite right now, but for you, honestly, get whatever you want to drink. Coffee is very subjective, and I've said this 1,000 times, so your flavor profile might be different than mine, so make sure to pick the coffee that's best for you. Next thing you need is a grinder. Now, as you can tell, my grinder is very well used, but you're going to want to grind your beans coarsely. Coarse means, for those of you that don't know, means that it's chunks of beans still left in there. You don't want to be finely grinding it into a powder. You want solid chunks in there, because what you're gonna do is when you pour it into the French press, it's gonna allow for the natural oils to build up into the coffee and brew. You want those oils, so don't get rid of those oils by finely grinding your beans. Cool? Awesome. Next, your French press. I got my French press from Bodum. Honestly, it was $30. It's not crazily expensive, and it's lasted me maybe 4 or 5 years. So definitely a good investment, definitely well worth it, and you're not gonna break the bank, so why not if it's gonna make you a great cup of coffee. Last thing, obviously, is water. Because again, what's coffee without water? So for myself, I honestly just boil hot water, turn it on, wait for it to turn off, and then you're good to go. I'm not measuring the temperature. You'll have experts talking about 180 degrees Fahrenheit or 210 degrees Fahrenheit or what have you, whatever the temperature is. That's fine when you're an expert, when you're trying to fine tune that coffee. But for what we're trying to do today and just getting into coffee, it doesn't matter. If it's hot enough to drink, you're good to go. So step one is open up your grinder, pour your beans in. What you'll want is 20 to 30 grams of beans per cup that you're gonna be making. It's a relatively good ratio. Again, depends on the strength of coffee that you want and depends on the type of beans that you're using. So 20 to 30 grams. So I usually eyeball it because I've had 20 to 30,000 cups of coffee in my life. And you just want to make sure that you have the right grams. Obviously, when you get to a point where you know your perfect cup of coffee, you'll be good to go. So all you gotta do, grind it up, check it to see if it's coarse. This here is what I mean by coarse. So if you can see, it's got a few chunks here and there. It's good to go. This is perfect. So now that you've ground your beans, all you gotta do, throw it into the French press. Like so. Then you grab your hot water and you slowly pour on top. So now that you've saturated your beans, all you're gonna have to do is cover it up and leave it to brew for about 5 to 6 minutes. It's really similar to tea. So you're basically steeping it and allowing it to just filter in through the hot water. So as you can tell, you can see the coarse beans actually floating through the hot water and slowly filtering down. What a lot of experts do beforehand is use a wooden stick or a wooden spoon. The reason for the wooden stick or spoon is so that you don't change the flavor of the coffee, and that's why you don't use a metal spoon. But I personally like the natural flavor and just throwing it in there, adding the hot water, and letting the coffee do its thing. Now, second to last step is pressing down the coffee. You want to make sure that you do it a little bit slowly because you want to slowly filter the beans. The other reason is because if you do it really fast, it's basically going to act like a suction, shoot up in your face, and you don't want hot coffee in your face. So avoid that, press it down slow, you're good to go. Now lastly, you want to pick your favorite mug. I here have a friend's pivot mug because why not? Now, pour the hot coffee. And enjoy. So there you have it. That is the lazy man's way to make a French press coffee. It's perfect. 5 to 10 minutes, you're good to go. You got this. I believe in you. Have fun.